Welcome back, everybody. So my topic for today is figurative language. I'm not going to go through all of them, but I'm going to go through the main ones that we come across in the English language. And I'm going to go through at least an example of each of those types. But before we do that, I just want to let you know the meaning of figurative language, and it is normally the use of words that go beyond the ordinary meaning. So it normally requires you to use your imagination to figure out the author's meaning. So first up we have the simile, and normally this figure of speech compares different things using the words like or as. So an example of that could be, after the football game, the boy was so sore, he walked like a toy soldier. So you can see there, he's not literally a toy soldier, but it is comparing him to something, whereby you have to use your imagination to figure out what the author means by using that kind of sentence. And then a metaphor is not exactly like a simile. It's basically a figure of speech comparing two different things, yes, but without using the words like or as. The next one's a tongue twister, onomatopoeia, and that is a word that imitates a sound. So clicking this pen instead of actually clicking it, when you're putting that down in writing, you would write click, click, click. So you could say the click, click, click sound of her pen gave me a headache. And immediately the person reading that knows exactly what you're talking about without the actual clicks happening. Just by reading the sentence, he or she can tell, this is the kind of thing that gave her a headache. And then there's personification, and this one simply gives human characteristics to things that are not human. So for example, the moonlight walked across the water. This is now just enabling you to use your imagination to enhance your mind, giving you a visual representation of what that moonlight looked like. But the moonlight didn't physically walk. It's just helping you to use your imagination, and it's just telling you that the writer is being very descriptive. And then another one like that could be, the trees danced across the wind. It did not literally dance, but it's indicating that the wind was swaying the trees back and forth. So you can see now that personification is used for things that are not human, but gives human characteristics. And finally, hyperbole. Now, this figurative language is where exaggeration is used for emphasis. So sometimes you want to emphasize something, but it's not exactly like that. You just want to exaggerate it to express the degree to which it affects you. For example, our teacher is so old, she probably taught cavemen how to make a wheel. Now, if you really look into cavemen, that was a long time ago. It's impossible for your living teacher to be that age, but you're indicating that this teacher was way older. And then that gives you this image that, hey, this teacher probably has lots of gray hair or wrinkles or something or some characteristic that indicates that he or she is so old. So that is how hyperboles are used. And then before I end, alliteration. So this figurative language uses repetition of consonant sounds. And an example of that could be, Cop Kurt wrote Wanda the witch a speeding ticket. She was flying and flipping over the 55-mile-an-hour limit. So Cop Kurt, there's a C and a C there. Wrote Wanda the witch, there's lots of W's. Flying and flipping in that sentence, 55. Those are repetitions of consonant sounds, and that's what makes alliteration. So I hope this video finds you well. Have a lovely day. Cheers.